Have you ever thought about what truly makes someone shine as they get older? It's not about how much money they have, their fancy job, or just good luck. The real secret is developing certain qualities that turn a person into someone truly irreplaceable, someone others really look up to, admire, and love to be around. But here's the surprising thing. Many people don't work on these qualities, letting them fade away without realizing how valuable they are. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 powerful qualities that, when you build them up, will make you not just liked, but truly cherished. These qualities have nothing to do with how you look or how much stuff you own. They're all about how you live, how you think, and how you present yourself. The best part? You can start developing these at any point in your life. No matter where you are right now, you can grow these 6 qualities and become the kind of person whose presence alone makes a difference. Stay with me until the very end, because the last quality is something many people only realize is important when it's too late. If you've ever felt like you're becoming less noticed as you age, or if you're wondering how to keep your sense of purpose and self-worth, this video is for you. These 6 ideas will not only help you stand out in a quiet, powerful way, but they'll also bring you a deep feeling of happiness, something much more valuable than any treasure. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now let's dive in. 1. Staying calm no matter what. One of the most important things you can learn after 65 is how to be calm. Imagine someone whose presence just makes everyone else feel at peace and safe. This kind of calm doesn't mean you ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. It means you're wise enough to know what matters, patient enough to let go of small annoyances, and strong enough to stay steady even when life gets tough. As we get older, we experience more of life's ups and downs, including losing loved ones, big changes, and unexpected challenges. Some people let these experiences make them bitter or anxious. But the people who become truly special are those who learn to stay grounded. They don't panic over little problems. They don't let every disagreement turn into a fight, and they know how to help others see things clearly when they're overwhelmed. Think about Harold, a 74-year-old retired firefighter. Years ago, he could calm a whole room just by being there. He wasn't the loudest or most commanding person, but there was something about his steady voice, his willingness to listen, and how he could reassure people without overreacting. Even now, in retirement, people naturally gather around him. His grandchildren love talking to him because he never dismisses their feelings. His friends trust him because they know he won't make a problem worse. His wife, after decades of marriage, still feels comforted by how he handles life's challenges. Being calm like this isn't about doing nothing. It's about knowing when to act and when to let things go. It's about choosing not to waste energy on things that won't matter in a year. It's about having the inner strength to stay clear-headed when others are stressed. The most respected older adults are those who don't let their feelings control them. They pause before reacting, listen before speaking, and understand that most arguments aren't worth it. They don't waste time trying to impress people who don't care, and they don't let frustration ruin their mood. Instead, they become the kind of person others turn to in a crisis, someone who makes a room feel instantly more relaxed just by being in it. Here's the secret. This kind of calm doesn't just make others respect you. It makes your own life much, much better. It lowers stress, strengthens your relationships, and helps you focus on what truly brings you joy. If you've ever known someone with this calming presence, you know how powerful it is. If you develop it in yourself, You'll become someone more valuable than gold, not for what you own, but for the peace you bring to those around you. 2. A never-ending curiosity. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they get older is thinking that learning new things, discovering new ideas, and having new experiences are only for young people. But the truth is, the people who remain truly special are those who never stop being curious. They keep exploring, asking questions, and welcoming new ideas. They don't get stuck in their old ways or reject new things just because they're different from what they've always known. Curiosity keeps your mind sharp, but more importantly, it keeps your spirit alive. Older adults who stay lively and interesting are those who remain open to new conversations, new books, new skills, and new ways of seeing the world. They don't shut down discussions by saying, "That's just how it is." Instead, they ask, "Tell me more." They listen, they learn, and they remain lifelong learners, not just in school, but in how they deal with the world. Think about Evelyn, a 76-year-old former school teacher. She could have easily just watched the same shows, talked to the same people, and told the same stories. But instead, she actively looks for new things. She reads books outside her usual interests. She listens when younger people talk about their experiences instead of dismissing them as too different. She learns new technology, not because she has to, but because she enjoys keeping up with how the world is changing. Because of this, she's always fascinating to talk to. People are drawn to her not just because she's wise, but because she's not stuck in the past. She stays present, engaged, and always growing. Curiosity makes you feel alive at any age. It stops boredom, fights against feeling stuck, and makes sure that every year is full of discoveries. Even more important, it makes you someone others genuinely enjoy being around. No one wants to talk to someone who refuses to see the world beyond their own limited experiences. But someone who asks questions, shows real interest in others' lives, and stays involved in the world around them. That person is unforgettable. Here's the truth. People who become too rigid in their ways early on often end up bitter, frustrated, and lonely. But those who keep asking, learning, and growing remain full of energy, relevant, and deeply valued. And that curiosity, it doesn't just go away naturally. It's something you have to choose to work on every single day. If you've ever met someone who has that kind of curiosity, you know how appealing it is. If you develop it in yourself, you'll never feel like life is passing you by. You'll always feel like you're in the middle of something meaningful. 3. The strength to set boundaries without feeling guilty. One of the most valuable things you can develop after 65 is the ability to set boundaries, to protect your time, your energy, and your peace without feeling bad about it. Too many people, especially as they get older, try too hard to please everyone, saying yes when they want to say no, putting up with disrespect out of habit, or letting others take more than they give. But the truth is, the most quietly powerful people are those who know their worth and won't let it be taken away. Boundaries aren't about being cold, distant, or selfish. They're about knowing what you will and won't accept. They're about making sure you're not hurting your well-being just to make others comfortable. When you learn this skill, you immediately become someone who is respected, valued, and quietly more precious than gold. Take Robert, a 73-year-old retired mechanic. For most of his life, he found it hard to say no. If someone needed help moving, he'd do it, even if his back hurt. If a friend or family member constantly called just to complain, he'd listen, even when it made him feel tired emotionally. If someone pushes limits, he'd stay quiet because he didn't want to fight. But over time, he started to feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and unappreciated. That's when he decided to start valuing his own time as much as he valued others. Now, Robert has clear but kind boundaries. He helps when he genuinely wants to, not because he feels forced to. He listens to others, but he no longer allows himself to be a place where people just dump all their emotional problems. He spends time with people who make him feel good, not people who drain him. And most importantly, he doesn't feel guilty for putting his well-being first. The result? He's happier, healthier, and more respected than ever before. Here's what many people don't realize. When you let others cross your boundaries, you teach them that it's okay. But when you clearly state what's acceptable and what's not, you naturally attract people who respect your time, your energy, and your presence. The strongest, most graceful older adults aren't the ones who let others walk all over them. They're the ones who can say no with confidence without needing to explain themselves. They know their time is valuable. They know they deserve relationships based on mutual respect. And they know that the people who truly care about them will honor their boundaries instead of trying to push past them. The best part? When you set boundaries, you don't just gain respect from others. You gain self-respect. You stop feeling angry, tired, or taken for granted. You start feeling in control, at peace, and deeply valued. 4. A warm and comforting presence. One of the most powerful things you can develop after 65 is the ability to make others feel comfortable. This doesn't mean being the loudest person in the room or always trying to entertain. It means having a presence that makes people feel safe, understood, and important. A presence that others seek out not for what you give them, but for how you make them feel. People who have this quality have something truly special, a quiet warmth that draws others in. They're the kind of people you want to sit next to in a room full of strangers. The kind of people who, without even saying much, make you feel like you belong. They listen without judging, offer kindness without expecting anything back, and make the world around them feel a little brighter. Take Joan, a 75-year-old former nurse. She has a way of making everyone around her feel at home. She doesn't force conversations or take over the room, yet people are naturally drawn to her. When she speaks, it's with gentleness and honesty. When she listens, she truly listens, not just waiting for her turn to talk, but making people feel like their words genuinely matter. Because of this, people love being around her. She isn't flashy or trying to get attention, but her warmth is unforgettable. This kind of presence isn't about what you say, it's about how you make people feel. It's the way you offer a comforting smile when someone seems unsure. The way you let others fully express themselves without interrupting or ignoring their feelings. The way you share kindness in small but meaningful ways. A thoughtful comment, a real compliment, a simple act of care. Here's the beautiful thing. People don't forget this kind of presence. Long after conversations are over, they remember how you made them feel. They remember the comfort of being near you, the kindness in your voice, the softness in your expression, and how you made them feel important. This is what makes someone quietly more precious than gold. Not money, not power, not being the center of attention, but being a source of warmth in a world that often feels cold. And the best part? This kind of presence doesn't fade with age, it grows deeper. It's not about youth, beauty, or charisma. It's about a lifetime of wisdom, patience, and love, things that only grow stronger over time. If you've ever met someone whose very presence brought you comfort, you know how rare and special this is. If you develop this in yourself, you will be someone people cherish, not for what you have, but for who you are. 5. Finding joy in simple things. One of the greatest secrets to a truly happy life after 65 is learning to find joy in the simple things. This doesn't mean settling for less. It means realizing that some of the most beautiful and meaningful moments don't come from big achievements or expensive experiences. They come from small, everyday pleasures that too many people miss. People who are quietly more precious than gold are those who have mastered this skill. They don't need constant excitement to feel happy. They don't chase things they don't truly want. Instead, they have a way of seeing beauty where others see nothing special. A warm cup of coffee on a quiet morning, the feeling of sunlight on their face, the sound of laughter shared with good friends, the peace of a simple, well-lived day. Take George, an 80-year-old retired carpenter. He's not rich or famous, but he is truly happy. He doesn't waste time complaining about what he doesn't have. He wakes up every morning with a deep appreciation for what he does have. When he takes a walk, he notices how the leaves move in the wind. When he eats a meal, he truly enjoys each bite. When he talks to his old friends, he listens, laughs, and fully takes in a moment instead of letting his mind wander to past worries or future concerns. Here's what makes this so powerful. People can sense this kind of happiness. They can feel when someone is at peace with life, when someone is truly thankful, when someone has let go of the constant need to chase more and instead appreciates what's already there. And that kind of presence is rare. It's attractive. It's the kind of presence that others want to be around. But here's the problem. Too many people spend their later years focusing on what's missing instead of what's right in front of them. They dwell on regrets, compare their lives to others, and convince themselves that happiness is something they left behind. But the truth is, the most precious people are those who know how to make the present moment feel enough. They don't waste energy complaining about things they can't change. They don't let small problems ruin their peace. They choose joy again and again in the smallest of ways. This isn't about pretending that life is always perfect. It's about training your mind to notice the good, even on ordinary days. It's about appreciating what's already here instead of wishing for something else. And it's about realizing that true happiness isn't found in big moments. It's built little by little in the way you live your life every single day. 6, a strong sense of self-respect that no one can shake. There's something incredibly powerful about a person who knows their worth. Someone who carries themselves with quiet dignity, who doesn't need approval from others, and who refuses to let age make them feel less important. This kind of deep, solid self-respect is one of the most valuable things you could develop after 65, and it's what makes a person truly irreplaceable. Many people spend their younger years worrying about what others think of them, try to fit in, prove themselves, or be liked. But the people who become quietly more precious than gold are the ones who, with time, learn that their worth doesn't need to be confirmed by anyone else. They stop seeking outside approval. They stop wasting energy on people who don't appreciate them. Most importantly, they stop saying sorry for who they are. Take Louise, a 78-year-old retired librarian. She used to be the kind of person who always put others first, going out of her way to make everyone happy, even if it meant she wasn't happy herself. But as she got older, she realized something important. Her time, her energy, and her peace mattered too. She stopped saying yes to things she didn't want to do. She stopped feeling guilty for putting herself first. She stopped letting other people's opinions decide her choices. And because of that, she became someone others deeply respect. Self-respect isn't about being arrogant or ignoring others. It's about knowing your value and refusing to let anyone make you feel less valuable. It's about setting clear rules for how you deserve to be treated and never lowering those rules just to make someone else comfortable. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing that no matter what, you are enough just as you are without needing to prove anything to anyone. Here's the thing. People can sense when someone respects themselves. It's in the way they speak, the way they walk, the way they handle challenges. A person with self-respect doesn't beg for attention. They don't need others to tell them they're good enough. They don't put up with disrespect. Instead, they carry themselves with a quiet strength that makes others naturally treat them with the same respect they expect for themselves. Unfortunately, too many people let their self-worth fade as they age. They convince themselves that they're less valuable just because they're older. They believe they must make themselves smaller, stay quiet, or accept less than they deserve. But the truth is, age should make your self-respect stronger, not weaker, because with age comes experience, wisdom, and the understanding that your worth has never depended on anyone else's opinion of you. Final thoughts. As we finish up, take a moment to think about these 6 qualities. They aren't about money, status, or outward success. They're about something much deeper. How you carry yourself, how you treat others, and how you choose to live each day. The people who are quietly more precious than gold aren't those who seek attention or demand to be recognized. They're the ones who build up wisdom, kindness, and a deep sense of self-worth. Qualities that only grow stronger over time. But here's the key. These things don't just happen on their own. They require intention, a choice, and a commitment to becoming the kind of person who, no matter where they are in life, keeps growing, changing, and shining in their own quiet, powerful way. If you see yourself in any of these 6 qualities, or if you feel inspired to start developing them more in your own life, know that you're already on the right path. These qualities aren't just about making others value you. They're about helping you value yourself. And when you do that, when you truly embrace the person you're meant to be, you'll find that respect, admiration, and deep happiness naturally follow. We'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 qualities resonated with you the most? Have you already started building them in your own life? Or is there one you'd like to focus on more? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.